All right, so we're going to be talking about the American Gold Eagle versus the American Gold Buffalo. It's a duel, it's a fight. And we're going to list out all the points for each so you can visually see the points for each and you can determine which coin is right for you. I'll also give you my opinion, tell you which one I like better, which one I just put $50,000 into. And we'll get to that at the end of the video. Also, Tim and I are new to YouTube, so we're still growing, but we'd love to hold some free giveaways, like some free American Gold Eagles or some free American Buffaloes. Comment below, let us know if you'd be interested in that, and if so, how can we hold those giveaways? What are some good ways to do that? You know, we're new, so we don't really know how to do it, but we want to do it. And we'll probably do that once we get to 1,000 subscribers or so. Now, if you're looking at these two coins, you're already a winner, okay? You're a winner, yay! Neither is a bad buy. These are both really, really good coins, but there is some confusion between each of them. So I want to talk about the pros and cons of each. Now, there is 1 ounce of gold in each of these coins, okay? And this is often debated. The reason this is debated is because the American Buffalo is actually 24 karat. And that means it is 4 nines fine, or you may see 0.999. That's what that means. It's considered pure gold, being 24 carats. And a lot of people may be wondering, well, isn't that what you want? It's really a matter of preference. The problem with pure gold with nothing else in there is that pure gold is compressible, it's bendable, and it's scratchable. So your Buffalo can be damaged much easier. Now, on the other side, the American Gold Eagle still has 1 ounces of gold in it, but the coin itself is not entirely pure. The American Gold Eagle is 22 karat gold and 0.9167 pure. So this means that there's other metals mixed in with the coin, and those metals are silver and copper. Now, this is done for a few reasons. The first thing it does is it makes it an anti-counterfeit measure, right? So it makes it harder to counterfeit. It also changes the color a little bit. You know, if I bring these closer to the camera, you might be able to tell that the Eagle is just a little bit lighter yellow, and that's due to the copper and the silver that's also within the coin. Now, because of the added metals, the Eagle does weigh a few grams more. The Buffalo is 31.15 grams, which is 1 troy ounce pretty much. And by the way, if you weren't aware, a troy ounce is 31.1035 grams, where a traditional ounce is 28 grams, right? When we're talking about gold, we're always talking about troy ounces, so don't get those two measurements confused. There is like a 3-gram difference there. On the other side, the American Eagle actually weighs about 33.97 grams, which is about 3 grams heavier than the Buffalo. So I'm going to list out some of these points we already have. We'll do a time lapse while we do that. All right, so I have the facts listed for each so far, and we'll get more into these in just a minute. But now I want to touch on something else. Both of these coins actually have $50 denominations, but that's pretty much meaningless, as it's pretty much only done to call these coins instead of rounds. And look, if you're going to sell either of these for $50, we need to be friends so I can buy as many as I can. I'll get as many off your hands as you want, and I'll even take you out to a nice steak dinner. But you can see the $20 denomination on the Buffalo is right at the bottom there. And the $50 on the American Eagle, you can see right at the bottom right here. Now, throughout the years, the premiums on these have changed. There's been times when the American Buffalo had higher premiums, and there's been times where the American Eagle had higher premiums. And right now, the premium on both of these are pretty much equal. I checked a popular website, and the American Gold Eagle was $2,119, and the American Buffalo was $2,129. So just a $10 higher premium on the Buffalo. And also understand that the premiums are typically going to be higher than gold bars, right? So I got 2 gold bars right here. I got a Pant Fortana and then a Pant Fortana that's not in the case. The premiums on coins are going to be higher than bars. And there's reasons for that, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. But the price of this bar on the same website was $2,102. So not that much of a difference, although Pant bars typically have higher premiums than other bars because of their popularity. So since both premiums are generally the same, even though the Buffalo is a little higher right now, it can always switch and flip-flop, and overall they're pretty much the same. I'm not going to list any point for that because they're typically the same there. Now, when it comes to counterfeiting, I definitely think that the Eagle has the edge. Because of the other metals involved with the Eagle, it's just harder to counterfeit, and it's more easy to identify when it's done, so the Eagle gets the edge there. You guys get to see my chicken scratch handwriting. I added more security and harder to counterfeit. Not to mention, the Gold Eagle has just been around for a longer time, so it's definitely more proven. The Eagle was started in 1986, where the Buffalo was started in 2006. So the Eagle is 20 years the Buffalo senior. And you know the saying, older, wiser, all that type of stuff. The Buffalo is obviously newer and also hasn't changed much, where the Eagle has definitely evolved quite a bit. So I just want to show you the designs just a little closer. Okay, so here she's holding the olive branch and the torch, obviously, Lady Sovereign. On the back, you got the eagles. You got one eagle up here, one at the bottom. And on the other one, there's another American Gold Eagle that just has one big eagle on this side, where everything else is generally the same. All right, so that is the American Gold Eagle. And then for the American Buffalo, you of course have the Buffalo on one side, which I think is pretty awesome. And on the other side, you have the Indian. So that's what each of them looks like. Now, I actually like the design of the Buffalo better, so that gets the edge for me. When it comes to looks, I definitely like this design better, but that's a preference. So the Buffalo gets the edge when it comes to that. Now, we talked about the tax benefits a little earlier. Well, what I was talking about is you don't have to worry about paying taxes when you sell either of these coins, so they're equal there as well. And what I mean by that is, so if you go into shop and you want to sell either of these coins, no matter how many you have, whether it's 1 or 1,000 of them, the shop won't collect information, there's no forms to fill out, and that's why a lot of people like these two coins over something like this, because if you go to the shop and start to sell these, there's a lot more involved with it and it can really be a hassle. So that is why a lot of people prefer to even pay a higher premium on the coins over the bars because of those tax benefits in that situation. I invest in both, and that's another video for another day. I like to really diversify. Today we're just going to stick to comparing these two coins. Now, one last point I want to talk on is divisibility. Okay, now I actually just placed an order for American Gold Eagles. It was a $50,000 order. It was a little under 50. I got 15 1 ounce, I got 11 1/2 ounce, and I got 8 1/4 ounce American Gold Eagles. Now, divisibility goes with the American Gold Eagle because the American Buffalo only had divisible options in 2008, right? They only had fractional coins in 2008. I believe it was 2008. So although there is fractional coins out there for the Gold Buffalo, there's not many because they're only made in 1 year, and because of that, they're rare, so you're going to be paying a lot higher price for them. So overall, we can say that generally the Buffalo only comes in 1 ounce, where the Eagle comes in 1/10 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, and of course the 1 ounce that you see here. And this is important for a lot of different reasons. Of course, if you can't afford a 1 ounce coin right now, you can buy a 1/10 ounce coin and it's much cheaper. But also, I like to have a mix of different coins. Now, although I like to have mostly 1 ounce coins, I do like to have my smaller fraction coins for many different reasons, which we talk about in other videos. So now we look at this and we start determining which of these is right for you. Well, as you can probably tell from the large order I placed with the American Eagle, this is my pick. Now, I understand why some people pick the Buffalo, and usually the reason people pick the Buffalo is because of this right here. They want 24 karat pure gold. To me, I look at this as I don't care because this has an ounce of gold and this has an ounce of gold. I don't care that other metals are mixed in with this, and I actually kind of like it because it's harder and it's not as easy to damage, right? I also like the fact that there's more security, it's harder to counterfeit, and it's also more divisible. It's been around longer as well, which I could also put down here. Whereas this side, you got 24 karat pure gold, it's softer, easier to damage, a little lighter. I do like the design better. The people who do like the Buffalo typically like it again because of that pure gold. They want pure gold in there, and that's just the way they like it, and that's totally fine. That's just a preference. Again, the way I look at it is I don't care because there's 1 ounce in each, and it's the same value. But look, when it comes down to it, you're not gonna go wrong with either of these coins. They're both great coins. You get those great tax benefits where when you sell them back, you're not gonna get hassled. You don't have to fill out all those forms. That's a major reason why people like these two coins. All right, so remember, if you're interested in giveaways, subscribe, comment, let us know your thoughts on how we should work the whole giveaway thing. We'd love to hear from you guys.